Yeah, I was invited to this event, VLAD event, or it's in opposition to the recent government move to introduce a thing called a Vicious Lawless Association, Disestablishment Act, I think they call it. But basically, it's a removal of a fundamental human right, in my opinion.
Do you think the VLAD laws and the incoming VLAD laws have affected many normal, so to speak, Australians, not just... Of
course, it affects everywhere, because nowhere in the VLAD legislation or the VLAD laws, or the bikie laws as some people like to call them, there is nowhere in that legislation that it says specifically bikie or biker. This law affects everyone, and of course it's affecting normal people.
We have serious issues concerning the restrictions of fundamental human rights, our abilities to protest and protect our water and our land and our fundamental freedoms. And I think it's a really, really important thing, and more people should be out supporting these kind of events.
Well, I've got a little hobby graphic design business that I'm trying to build over the years, and it's called Wild Graphics. The reason I'm so anti-association laws and the VLAD laws is that they do paint everyone with the same brush.
You can't stop.
Running water, you can't kill. Fire that burns inside. Don't deny our flesh and blood. Don't forsake our sons and daughters.
Do you think it's reasonable to say that the politicians have got it wrong?
Absolutely, they've got it wrong. They are targeting these groups of people simply because of who they are and their lifestyle. There is no other answer to it.
I just believe that the way this world is going, because of their stupidity, they're just turning it into a complete and utter police state, and the whole world is going to shit because of it. And they need to wake up to themselves and realise that this is nowhere near what they're making it out to be.
I think we're all running, thinking we can hide. I think we're all running, trying to get away. But sooner or later, truth. Face to face. You can't stop. You can't stop. Roll water, roll water. You can't kill the fire runs inside.
They're trying to make out that it's a big time drug dealing, murdering type, well, that's association type people, and they're nothing like that. They're, a nice bunch of blokes that'll, do anything, including charity work and stuff like that.
Our sons and daughters.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be a them. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. We have lost the way.
The problem with these laws is that in the case of the VLAD situation is that the government decides whether someone's a criminal, not the courts. The government makes a decision, but there's no trial of any kind, there's no justice system of any kind, and under this legislation they can actually arrest anyone for being a criminal if they decide to make that particular group of people associated with any organisation into a criminal body.
Car clubs. Like say we were in a car club, which, we are in a car club. If somebody in that car club does something wrong, should the whole car club be tarnished by, a couple of people who we probably don't even know?
Millions of despairing men, women and little children, victims of a system that makes many torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed. The bitterness of men will be the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die. And the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish.
You don't see a lot of this stuff on mainstream media, a lot of things that are happening all around the country. You don't see anymore the media. The media is very much controlled. I think a lot of people are understanding that. If you want true and honest information, don't watch television because they'll just feed rubbish to people.
To these unnatural men, with machine minds and machine hearts, you are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty.
I think the laws are silly because they only apply to whatever the powers that be decide that they apply to.
You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world.
I've not seen any of them out cooking meth or selling meth or bloody going out and bashing people. Most good, honest living people, good job businesses, a lot of whom are now going under because of these laws.
Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
stand up, be counted, stand up straight, stop being an open for the government. I'm sick of taking it up the arse.
Do you think that maybe that this might be the start of hunting golfers and fishermen next? Any other clubs? You don't think in 200 years, not now, or even 50 years, that they might use these same laws to say, hey, listen, you guys are hanging out
Do you think
together.
there should be one law for one set of people and another law for another set of people?
I think everyone should be the same.
Vicious lawless association disestablishment act or something like. I mean, what a load of rubbish is that, you know? And how they can incriminate people without even going to court. It's just insane. So I understand why a lot of bikies are pissed off. I would be too. And not long before a lot of us activists will be as well.